Hello YouTube. Hi. Long time no see. But today I thought I'd do something really cool and show you my account on Genshin Impact. So this is an account I've had for quite a while. So I'll go through my characters, show you what I've got on the account, have a look at some of the builds, and yeah, hope you enjoy it. And if there's anything I don't cover that you'd like to look at, then feel free to ask in the comments. I apologise if you hear any phones buzzing. And I will say I don't normally play on PC, I normally play on PlayStation 5, so if the performance here isn't amazing, it's just because my PC is about 7 years old. So it's older than Genshin Impact. So I'm surprised it actually loads a lot of the time. It's not running at like a high resolution. Anyway, let us have a look at... Let's look at the character archive to start off with, so we can see which characters I have got. And obviously we've got some newer ones at the top. So if we jump back to the start, we can see when the account was created on the 1st of October 2020. So I think that was around the time the game launched, if I am not mistaken. I might be mistaken, but I think that's around the game's launch time. Funny story, I downloaded it and I played it for a bit and I was like, oh, this game is really cool, the graphics are really nice, and I got Amber and I got Kaya, and then I think I got into Final Fantasy XIV. I think that the lockdown had gone into effect, maybe it was the second lockdown, I'm not sure. I got into Final Fantasy XIV and I didn't touch Genshin Impact again for a little bit of a while, and you can see how much of a while. I got Lisa in 2022, 17th of March 2022, so we are talking a year and a quarter, year and a half almost, between actually starting and finishing the tutorial stages. So that's kind of where we are there, and apologise as well if the chair creaks. I need a new chair, I can't afford one. I should also say, I do buy the Welkin and I do buy the Battle Pass every month. So I do spend a little bit of money. I don't generally spend more than that. Occasionally I might spend £15 to get over the line if I'm really, really close to a guaranteed character. But generally I'm not a spender beyond Battle Pass and Welkins. So yeah, I think I've got all the 4 stars, and you can see what are the 5 stars and when I've got them. So I'll go through them all. We got Barbara on the 29th of March, so between getting the tutorial and finishing basically the Mondstadt chapter was a couple of weeks. And then, is this in pull order or release order? I'm guessing this is like release order of characters. So we got Razor in April. Shanling, yeah, I got Shanling in the March, so I got her a couple of weeks after starting properly. Beidou, I didn't get for ages, 23rd of October that year, so it was months before I got a Beidou. Xingqiu, I got on the 4th of the 4th. Ningguang, Official, and I'm pretty sure my Benny was really late. 2nd of July, so yeah, I've been playing for a few months by the time a Benny turned up. That was kind of hurting a lot of my early builds, not having a Benny, I think. Obviously, Noelle got on the day that I started, because obviously I did a 10 pull from the mail. Chongyun took a while, got him in August. And Sucrose we got on the 30th, so that was a fairly early one for me as well. We can call March 2022 the official start date for the account, so you can disregard the few characters from 2020. Jean was apparently one of my earlier 5 stars, turning up in May. Diluc, it took me a long time to get a Diluc. You see, I didn't get Diluc until January 2024, so I think that's around the same time we got Natlan, which is kind of bonkers. Yeah, what was that when we got Fontaine? Fontaine on that land? Can't remember. Anyway, yeah, Diluc didn't show up for ages. Chi-Chi got her fairly quickly. She is my first and only C6 5-star right now. So does this let me look at my specific one? No, that's just for the artwork. Okay, we'll look at my specific one later. Mona, I got her in April as well, on that first year. Kaching, I still don't have Kaching. I have no idea how. Jean and Duke are both C5, I think. Chi-Chi's C6. Mona must be C4. Kaching has just completely and utterly avoided me. She's not shown up at all, which is kind of amazing. We got Venti. He was another one of my early 4-stars. I don't have a Klee. Got Diona quite early. Tartaglia we don't have. Xinyan, got her early. In fact, she was one of my first like on-field mains, I guess. Yeah, I think she was one of my first. She was like one of my only great sword users. So she was kind of like my shielder and my rock breaker for farming until I realised Noelle was better. Zhongli, got him in the August, which I think was Osmanthus wine. Obviously, Albedo. Ganyu, got on the 9th. That was one of her reruns. Never got a Shao, never got a Hu Tao. Rosaria, Yanfei, Eula, haven't got a Eula. Kazuha, we got him on that first year as well. Ayaka, we got I think that might have been around the time of the Endless Ayaka banner. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that was probably that banner. Would that be? No, maybe not. Maybe not. I'm not sure. Maybe. Hard to say. I can't remember when the banners were. I've got Sayu, quite an early one. Yoimiya I didn't get until 2023. I want to say it was maybe her story quest in Sumeru that made me pull her. I'm not entirely sure. Does that kind of equate to about that point in time? I guess so. Kujo Sara, Raiden Shogun I got at the end of 2022. Kokomi a little bit before that. Toma, Goro, Noito. I got Yunjin. She was another one of my early ones. No Shenhe, no Yomiko. And Kamisato Ayato was the first 5-star on banner character which I pulled on his release, basically. So he was my first like live 5-star. And he did carry me quite a lot. And then my next one was Yelan, who I got in 2.7 when she launched. And that was when I started to really kind of essentially love the game a little bit. She completely changed the game for me. Then we got Kuki, Heizo, Calais. I got Tainari on his launch banner, did I? 8th, 2022. That's around the time Sumeru came out, so I'm guessing that was on the initial banner there. Dory, Candice. Sino I did get when he came around on banner. I never pulled a Nilu. I got Nahida. I think I'd probably skipped Nilu to save up for Nahida. Layla, Farazan, Wanderer. I pulled him basically the day he came out. There's actually a video of my pulls for him on the channel. Yao Yao, Noelle Haytham. Dia took a while to get as well. She didn't turn up until the back end of 2024, so that was a little while for her. We got Mika. That was basically his first banner, I should imagine. Kave. Never got Baiju. Kirara we've got. That was probably around when she came out. Lynette, obviously everyone got her when she launched, if you were playing at the time. Never got Linny. Frem. Is Frem around the same time, or is Frem a bit later? Frem was a couple of months after Lynette. Interesting. Nouvelette was my first 5-star from Fontaine, and I got him on his debut banner. Then I skipped and saved. I skipped Risley, not knowing he wasn't going to rerun for ages. And then eventually, the next time I pulled was for Farina. And I did manage to, I think, C1 her on her launch banner. Possibly C2. She's currently C4. Navia I also got on her launch. Then Chevreuse, Garming and Xian Yun, obviously from the Lantern Rite that year. Chiori I skipped. Arlecchino I skipped, and I still haven't got her. I would like to get her on her upcoming rerun, which is in a few weeks. I'm currently pulling on the Farina rerun to see if I can get another constellation for her, but if I don't, then I'll probably keep going for Arlecchino. Sethos, Clorand, skipped Sujuin. I initially skipped Emily as well. I was kind of saving for Natlan already at this point. You can see I didn't get her until this year, just a few months ago. I pulled her on her recent rerun. Kachina we got. I skipped Mualani, I skipped Kanich because I knew I wanted to go for one of the characters like Shalonen. Shalonen came out and I C2'd her, so skipping that banner, that banner, that banner and that banner allowed me to C2 Shalonen on release. I didn't get her signature weapon, but I did get her C2. Then Chaska I got. Then Sitlali and Mawika, I got really lucky on those. Did they come on the same day? They did indeed. I didn't wail, I just got lucky. Lanyan, I didn't get Mizuki. I was tempted to pick Mizuki this year for the free 5-star, but I went for a Chi-Chi because I'd just C6'd her and I wanted one of the Stellar Fortunas. Yansan I got. Veressa, she came on Capturing Radiance, I think. And then I think I got an early as well. And then I've been quite lucky with my pulls since then as well. I think I won a 50-50 for Escoffier. I'm pretty sure I won a 50-50 on Skirk. Inefa, I think I won as well. I think I lost initially to Lauma and then got her because there were so many pulls for this first Luna 1 patch. And then Flint as well. I think he was an early after losing to a Mona. That's what I want to say. Then obviously we got the mannequins, which I just got in the past couple of days. And Nefer I don't have, and I am skipping Nefer. Although, like I say, I am pulling on Farina. So that's the current state of the character archive. Yeah. So you can see that's where we are there. Now, if we jump over to, let's go to inventory before we dip into characters. I'm going to have to work out how to do chapters on YouTube. I've never done that before. Okay, so my weapons, you can see I've got a few 5-star weapons. Aqua Simulacra, I did pull that one when I got my Yelan. And I'll actually admit that is one of the few times that I've actually properly wailed for anything. I wasn't going to, and then my partner was like, "Oh, you should spend £100 and get an Aqua Simulacra," and I was like, oh, "Don't say that. You sat next to me. I'll do it." And she's like, "Do it." So I ended up doing it. So that's how I got an Aqua Simulacra. I was lucky on that one, and I won my 50-50. Amos bow, just a standard weapon. Nouvelettes I got quite recently. Does it tell you when you got them? Probably not. I got that one quite recently on, maybe not his most recent rerun, I'm not sure. The Nahida weapon, I actually got a double. So when I pulled my Nahida, I also pulled for the weapon, and these both turned up in the same 10 pull, which was really awesome because that's given me a nice backup, which I currently use on Sitlali, but whoever wants Elemental Mastery uses that. Engulfing Lightning, I think I got that on a rerun. Calamity Queller was a loss to something. I think that might be when I was pulling for... What was I pulling for? God, whoever Shenhe was running alongside, so possibly Skirk. Primordial Jade Winged Spear. I've pulled 3 of those in all. I ended up refining one of them. Skyward Spine, Staff of Homer, Verdict. I pulled that for Navia, but it's currently on Mawika apparently. Not sure why. Azure Light, obviously for Skirk. Farina is currently on Mist Splitter. If any of these builds or weapon choices are a bit scuffed, it is because I do sometimes move them around depending on what team's currently being used. Freedom Sworn I accidentally got 2 of because they turned up while I was pulling on someone else's banner and it was still 2 fate points, so I was a bit annoyed there. Aquila Favonia, yes, that's another one I lost to on the standard banner, and Skyward Harp. So there are a few standard banner weapons I am actually missing. Notably a wolf's gravestone, which just hasn't turned up in all my time playing. Artifacts, I've currently got 979 of them. I'm guessing that's just my locked ones, is it? Is there a way to show all of them? Yeah, there you go. So you can see I've been farming, obviously most recently, the Luna sets. I don't know why Chi-Chi's on that, it must be the best piece for her. Whatever. That's the state of the artifacts so far, and obviously you'll see the ones which are on my characters as well when we get to the builds a bit later on. Character development items, also my Mora situation. I've currently got 23 million. I'm okay on experience books. This was up at about 1,000 at one point, and then I ended up building so many characters over the last few months because I won so many 50/50s that I've just really burned through a lot of these, and I actually did have like 38 million more as well. But yeah, I've got quite a lot of enemy drops. I don't generally ignore them. If I'm in an area and there's an enemy around, I'll usually kill it. Boss drops as well. Don't know why that's listed as new. Boss drops, yeah, all the stuff you'd expect. Got quite a lot of these as well. I don't think I'll be needing to specifically farm any of these for a while. I've actually got a few where I've actually got 6 of the big ones ready and waiting for when a character comes along. So if I do get a Jirin, then we're ready for him. That's potentially Yehoda right there, so we'll see how that goes. I'd like Jirin and Yehoda, so hopefully they'll run on the same banner and not like Yehoda on the banner after Jirin. Yeah, and various other bits. I've got 13 crowns left at the moment. Various weapon enhancement materials. Boop, 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 boop. Click away some of these news. Right. A lot of these from the events we've had so far in Nodcry. Food. I am a food hoarder. I cook a lot of food, and this is my current food situation. There's a lot of it. I'm not going to run out of food anytime soon, and I've got a bunch of potions as well, which I sometimes use if I want to speed up farming. Not very often. Yeah, plenty of food. Materials, quite a lot. I've got lots of billets, so I'm good on those. Most stuff I try and have a decent supply, so if I do pull a character I don't have to farm too much. Lots of ingredients, bait. Not that many fish. I haven't done a lot of fishing. My gadget situation. Oh, I need to use the doohickey. I'll do that in a bit. Any exciting gadgets? I mean, I don't know if any of this stuff's particularly temporary. Obviously, I've got a few of the anniversary gifts. I think there was an annual one before this from the first anniversary, which I didn't get. But I have got the past 4 anniversary pets, which is pretty cool. I've got a bunch of these, which I can't get rid of. Nothing I can do with those now. They're just sat in the inventory forever. Quest items. Loads of stuff in there. Precious items. So I do have the one Masterless Stellar Fortuna. I haven't decided who I'm going to use it on, but I like having it there for when the time comes. I've currently got 37 fragile resins saved. There's mannequin things, I think, isn't it? Yeah, they're the V-namers. 11 dream solvents, 5 dust of enlightenments, and 5 sanctifying elixirs. There's a Masterless Stardust. Only 1 Masterless Star Glitter, because I tend to just buy the wishes as and when. What are these? Match invitation letters. I'm still not quite sure about what you do with those. Again, I haven't played TCG for a while. Plenty of dust. I've never used that. Oh wait, maybe that's an automatic thing. From Karkay Bolt, I just need 1 more of those to buy the other item from there. I've got the Inefa one, so I just need the Ino one. I've got the spare oculi for every region except obviously Nod Cry, which hasn't got a spare one yet. These I can't do anything with, unless I can. Can you dump those? No. Okay, those are there forever. Sigils, I've got a bunch. These ones, obviously, you can trade them for weapon materials at the respective shops. I'm holding on to them because I don't know which of the weapon materials I'm going to want until the time comes. I've got Paimon's Food Fund from the Fortress of Meribede chapter. I can't bring myself to use it. And I've got a few gift eggs. These key sigils, I've definitely missed stuff in Enkanomiya. At some point I will need to go back and actually use those. And then the teapot obviously is furnishings for days. I might show my teapot, or my current main teapot as well. But yeah, that's my inventory. And okay, so is there anything before we get into the characters that's worth looking at? Party setup. I'll show you my parties, shall I? So can I click there? No. So I've got obviously Lucky Stars, which is Mawika, Benny, Shlonen, Sitlali. Most of these teams are fairly usable. There might be a few in there which are kind of like hodgepodges of characters which I've just thrown out for photo opportunities, but this is my Luna charged team. I know that you can throw Sucrose in. I haven't really built my Sucrose very well, and who else did I use? I know is currently C0, so I'm just sticking to my C4 Farina for now because it works, and then Shalonen heals up and activates her burst abilities and stuff. This is the Slush Puppies team, which is basically Skirk premium team. Again, is Sitlali the best character for that? Possibly, possibly not sure. It helps keep him alive. This team is Mandatory Ice Cream, which is basically the same as the Skirk team, but with Nuvolette instead of Skirk. I use that one to take out the chess boss. It actually seems to work a little bit better for me than the Skirk team. This team, Bang and the Dirty's gone. This team is just in flux. These are just random element characters, basically, to support Chaska. Overron's okay, because he can obviously throw down a little thing, which is like a decoy. Escoffier has a little bit of counter... not counter-attacking, what's it called? The little food thing that attacks. Basically, that happens, and she can heal. Not that you need to heal much with Chaska, because she just never gets hit. The goggles do nada. This is a bit of a weird team. I kind of decided to try something out with Chi-Chi, but I'm not sure how to build a Chi-Chi team, so that's currently just a little messing around team. Bush Sap is a Hyper Bloom team of sorts. If I had a Nilu, she might be on there. There's probably a more updated version of his team which is more relevant, but I haven't built it. This is Mu, which is my Varessa team. I'm sure at some point I had a Benny in there, which might have been in place of Farina, or it might have been in place of Shalonen. One of those two was at some point a Benny. I'm not sure if it's better with a Benny or with these two, but again, Farina and Shalonen just seem to combo really nicely. So that's that. Lauma team. This is my current attempt at a Lunar Bloom team. So I've got Kokomi, Yelan, Nahida, Lauma. I'm not really sure if I can make any changes to that with the team I've got. That was called Goddesses, that team. And the other team is And I Wonder, which is my Wonderment team. So it's Farazan, Benny, Zhongli, Aoshi, aka Wonderer. Largely unchanged since when I first built him. So, decent team. Good fun. Still a nice team to use, and Wonderer is still fun to explore the world with. So those are my teams. Achievements, we can have a quick look. 1377 completed. 100% on a lot of these. I haven't got 100% there. I guess I've just not really done a lot with Burgeon and Hyper Bloom. Defeat 4 opponents with Electro Card charge within 2 seconds. Somehow that one hasn't happened yet, but I'm sure it will now that I'm using the Flynn's team. Although whether that would even count, or whether Lunar Charge would stop that counting, Not sure. I haven't found the strange hilly shell enough times yet. In so many years, he's turned up 28 times. I could go around the map and hunt for him. I know he has some spawn spots, but I'm far too lazy for that. Hydro Hyperstasis, there's a few boss challenges, specific boss stuff that I haven't done. Spiral Abyss, obviously. Ola. I haven't got either of these. I don't really do my commissions, so I don't know if I'll ever get these ones. I'd have to set commissions to monster and maybe trigger those manually, I don't know. Geo Archon, the amount of times I spoke to him and showed him a different thing and nothing happens. I don't know what I've done wrong there. Co-op stuff, I just don't play co-op a lot these days. Realm Beyond, that's all your teapot. Fishing, God, I need to do another 900 catches. I'm never going to get there, am I? Genius Invocation, apparently I did play it quite a bit up until about 2023 and then stopped, so I haven't got these. Blessed Hamda, most of the regional stuff is complete. The duelist stuff isn't. These are local legends things, I think, aren't they? I'll be honest, I've not really worried about the local legends. I could probably go through, but I'm not too fussed. Reach a performance rating of Discanters for 5 different music stores by other players. Yeah, I've never tried any other players' tunes. Sacred Mountain, Summer Holiday, and Nodcry. The only thing we're missing on the Nodcry achievements is the maximum level of the statues, which obviously we can't do yet. That will probably end up being, God, Luna 7 or something. Yeah, so that's that. Obviously World Level 9, AR 60. Not sure there's much else. I can show you my profile, my character showcase. I've tried to go for the Archon and a key character from each region. So you've got Venti and Jean, Zhongli, Yalan, Raiden and Kazuha, Nahida and Sino, Farina, Nuvalet, Mawika and Sitlali. So that's pretty cool. I don't know who I'm going to put in if I shuffle the monster characters out to put Nodcry in. I'm not sure which characters yet would be in there. Would it be Columbina and Varka, maybe? Not sure. And then name card, I've done the usual kind of the fade, blue to red, or red to blue, depending on which corner you want to start at. Yeah, right, I think, unless I'm very much mistaken, I'll show you my map. 100%, 100%, 100%. It should be 100% everywhere. Oh God, the performance. 100%, 100%, 100%. Yeah, 100%. Oh. Yeah, all 100% everywhere. 100% there. CF Bygone Errors, 100%, yeah. The Chasm, 100%. Academia, 100%. So I've mostly rinsed the place. Any treasures remaining are ones that the compass hasn't found for me yet. So that's that. Adventure Handbook events map. Billy Astro we won't talk about. Right. Let's go into the characters. So possibly the longest of the sections. Let's have a quick sip of my drink before I even start this. Thanks for cleaning up in Nefer. Right. So yeah, we got in Nefer first. So obviously this 4 here will be my main team. So in Nefer, there's her current build. If you've got any feedback on any of my builds or anything, then feel free to throw that in the comments. She's currently on a Calamity Queller. She's on Gilded Dreams. Can we have a quick look at the artifacts? Let's start. So she's got... That's a pretty decent piece, I think. That one's fairly decent. That's pretty good. That's alright. Decent energy recharge, actually. I don't know if she ever needs energy recharge, but she's got it. Talents are currently at 4, 9, and 8. Need to farm more of her books there. Farina. So, oh, hang on. Obviously, constellations C0. Farina. So she's currently on this 56, 206. Dun, 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 dun. She's currently on the Mist Splitter because I don't have her signature. I've also got the pipe, which she sometimes uses. Her artifacts are, I think, decent. That one, yeah, not bad. Not too bad. Pretty good. If that was like flat HP or EM perhaps, that might be the only way to really improve that, I'm not sure. Could roll better, but I don't know, is EM useless on her, maybe? Could I? No, that's useless. I don't even know why that piece is locked, frankly. And her circlet is, yeah, as you see. Constellation is C4. Like I say, I think I got that one on when she came out, and then each of these have been grabbed on various reruns. I would like to C6 her at some point, but we're not there yet. Talents 6, 10, 13. Okay, I need to sit back a bit. Oh, oi. Cool. Stop knocking things over. Shilonen. There's her build. Her crit rate and crit damage are non-existent, but her energy recharge is 162. She's basically there just for her buffs and the healing, and I want the energy recharge so she can consistently get her burst up. She's on the 4-star craftable, I believe that is, the Flute of Epitzel, which is obviously R5, increases her defense quite a lot. Her artifacts are defense 27%, so I have built her pretty much into defense. 14%. That's obviously defense main stat, defense main stat, defense main stat. That piece, pretty good for its ER. Constellation, she is C2. Like I say, I skipped a few characters in order to pull her with constellations, and she's at 8, 10, and 10. Flint is my most recent character, so he's probably the one who's like most in flux, I guess. So he's got no ER, but he's got 50 over 204. He is currently using the Prospector's Shovel R5. His artifacts, let's see. This is his current build, so crit damage, attack. That'd be nice if that had crit damage on it. Yeah, crit damage as well. But I haven't got the piece for that yet. So, obviously, a lot of farming in this domain. That's pretty nice. And that's not too bad. So, you know, he does decent damage. He's not amazing. C0. And he's currently at 499. Next, apparently, is Navia. So she was my main for a long time. 89 over 163, 135 energy recharge. She's currently on Serpent Spine. I'm guessing at some point I did swap with Mawika because I wasn't using Navia as much, and I thought I might as well give Mawika the drip. I believe her artifacts have been farmed pretty well. That's a pretty good flower. Maybe a bit more energy recharge could have gone into crit of 8. That one's 6.2 with damage 11, but then there's 2 dead stats on that one, so although it's recommending crit damage 7.8 crit rate. Yeah, I mean I could, if it's suggesting that. 8 and 13. She's on a geo damage off piece, which has got pretty decent rolls on the crits there. And her crit rate piece isn't too bad, but again, it did look like it rolled into attack once. Not a terrible build. She's C0 and she's 10-10-10 because she was my main for a while. Zhongli. Good old Zhongli. I don't know which of these stats actually matter on Zhongli. He's basically a shielder and that's all he does. He's on the event polearm, the magical girl. And it looks like that piece needs to be replaced at some point because that hasn't got the fancy glow on it. That one's fine. That's fine. Well, is it? It's usable. I would describe my Zhongli as usable. But then it's the main stat, it's the HP that really matters on him. C1, that was kind of an accidental pull, I believe. Although those two things have been useful for some overworld puzzles. Yeah, I won't be pulling for any more constellations. He's 7-10-10. Chaska. She was another character. When I got her, I did use her quite a lot. 86 over 191, so she's got a pretty decent crit. She's on the Scion of the Blazing Sun, which is a craftable weapon, I believe. Or is it a Battle Pass weapon? It might be Battle Pass, actually. Not sure. It's either Battle Pass or craftable, one of those two. Her artifacts. Let's have a look. So, it's a pretty good flower. Pretty good plume. That's pretty good. What's that? Like almost 50 CV? Yeah, I think that's pretty solid. That's pretty good. And that one is fine. That's kind of like her most replaceable artifact. Certainly could have rolled a lot better, but I'm not exactly going to re-roll a piece that's only got one ideal line on it, so I'm not too fussed for now. Constellation C0, and she is 6-10-9. Xian Yin. There's her build. No crit rate basically. Energy recharge. I don't use her very often, to be honest, so she's even only got a level 80 weapon on right now. I don't know if there's a better one for her or not. I don't know. What do you give her? Attack percent or energy recharge. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what weapon to give her. Let me know in the comments what weapon you'd give her, whether you'd steal a weapon off someone else. I could give her one off Lisa, potentially, because I don't use Lisa or Hazo. I don't know. Let me know what you think on her weapon. Her artifacts, that one's pretty mid by the looks of it, although, you know, not terrible rolls on those. Decent enough. Usable. That's alright. And there's that. Yeah. I'd call her build fairly mid. C0. 4999. She's alright. The plunging style wasn't really something I ever really lent into, so I had a little bit of puller's remorse when I first got her, but then over time she did grow on me a little bit. So, you know, maybe she'll have her day and she'll get used at some point. Wanderer is my boy. When he came out, he was absolutely my main for ages. He was probably my main until Navia came along, if I had to guess. Even when Neuvillette was out, I think I was still often using him. So he's currently 81 over 183. Energy recharge 115. Yeah. Whitsith. Level 80 Whitsith. Has he... Oh, I must have given his original one to Veressa. Yeah, okay. That's fair. Can I... No, I can't. Okay, I'm going to have to farm to get that second Whitsith up. His artifacts, I believe, should be pretty decent. That's a not bad flower. Feather's pretty good. The timepiece, nah, it's got a few dodgy rolls. That's usable enough. And that one is certainly usable enough as well. For some reason, I know seems to have a more suitable piece on her. I don't know why Don't know why she's got that. I guess the energy recharge isn't that important for him because most of his damage doesn't seem to come from his burst. He is currently C4. He's another one. Whenever a rerun came along, I was pulling. So I'd really like to get him to C6 one day. And he is 10, 10, 13. Kaedahara Kazuha. 8% crit rate, 64% crit damage. I don't think those really matter on him. 181 energy recharge. He is on Freedom Sworn C2. Well, R2, I guess. Again, I think the Freedom Swans ended up while I was pulling maybe on Nouvelette's weapon. So, yeah, he ended up with that anyway. The artifacts, there's a few pieces which aren't glowing, so this is going to be a fairly mid build. You know, that's decent. Apparently Hazo's got a better piece. Yeah, the energy recharge is lower. That one's got more EM. I mean, yeah. I'm not going to worry about showing you the 4-star builds. Apparently that's better than that. I think I just had him on these because the energy recharge was nice, but then maybe he does want crit. I don't know what he wants most. Don't know. That piece is fairly mid. Yeah, it looks like my Kazuha's build could definitely be improved. He's functional, but not amazing. He is C1 though. And 5, 10 and 10 for his talents. So that's that. Venti, probably a bit of a neglected character. 29 for 88. 200% energy recharge. I'll say he's neglected, but I did manage to get his echo, so he's obviously, you know, usable enough. Prototype Crescent, that's obviously not what he normally uses. I don't know what weapon to give him these days. Apparently he's getting his own signature weapon soon, so do I pull on that? Maybe. Don't know. We'll have to see. His artifact build is, again, probably fairly mid. The VV set tends to get swapped about between characters, so whoever has what on them at the time. What did I recommend? They actually suggest attack percent there, so I could actually take Aoife's piece if I wanted to. I'm guessing I'd swapped. I probably wanted the energy recharge for the Echo challenge. That's pretty nice. And he's got an off piece. I think he was on that just for EM, was he? Although God knows why. Maybe it's just because everyone else had more useful things. Do I just take Hazo's thing? I suppose I should. There you go. Now he's got some crit. Yeah. Constellation 0. Talents 5, 8 and 9. He's never really... I think he got replaced fairly quickly and I only really used him for exploration. There you go. That's reduced that but increased that. It's not an amazing build. And Jean is probably not really worth looking at Jean very much. She's, again, not going to be super well built, so I'm just going to fairly quickly skim through. Again, most of the VV pieces have been taken by other characters, so she's got what she's got, basically. C5 on my Jean, so she's pretty much at C6. Next time I get one, she'll be there. And talents are at 4, 10 and 11. Skork, one of the more recent pulls. I don't believe she's had a rerun yet. I did manage to get both her and her weapon, which was quite lucky. She's currently 62 over 222, energy recharge 100%. That was definitely a lucky pull on the weapon. Her artifacts, that's okay. That's fine. The Skirk team's pretty good. That's a decent piece there. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, feel free to tell me that all my builds are completely scuffed in the comments as well. If you tell me that any of my characters suck, I'm not like a, you know, a sweaty player. I don't go out my way to like make super broken builds necessarily. Yeah, is that worth even bothering with? I don't know. Maybe 6 is fine for that. Yeah, that's my Skirk. Escoffier. 61 over 240, 124 on the energy recharge. She's currently using Staff of Homer because I ended up with it and I haven't got a Hu Tao, so she might as well have it. If she hasn't got it, it's usually on Shangling. Artifacts should be a fairly decent build because Golden Troop's one of those sets that you just farmed for like a year back when Fontaine was the nation. So, you know, that's decent. That's decent. I'd have liked the crit rate to be a bit higher on that, but it's fine. That's not too bad. And yeah, I mean, it's fine. She's C0 and 6, 10 and 10. Sitlali, there you go. Where's her EM? 998. Energy recharge is 160, so she does get her burst off pretty regularly. She's got Nahida's weapon, her artifacts. That's pretty good. I would have liked one more roll into crit rate, but hey, I'll take it. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's probably her most replaceable piece. That's kind of like, it's fine. It's got 3 sort of dead stats on it, so I'd probably like to see some crit joining the energy recharge on one of those at some point, but we're obviously not there yet. Guessing that's not one, no. She is also C0 and she is 6, 10, 10. Ganyu, this will be a terrible build, so I'm not going to go super in depth. I don't really use her. I pulled her. I never quite got to grips with her. I've never really put the time in to give her a proper build. Is Wanderer's Troop even good for her? I'm not sure, but she's got basically pretty much the recommended pieces from there. I never got on with her playstyle. She is C0 and she's 8, 3 and 5. Chi-Chi, I don't know if it's even worth hovering here for very long. She's pretty scuffed, never really built as such. I guess you can see what she's currently on, but obviously nothing to speak home about apart from the fact she is my first C6 5-star and 2, 10, 7. Kamisato Iyaka. Now, controversially, another character I never got on with. I know she was pretty good at the time. I just never got on with her playstyle. She's currently on a sacrificial. Her artifacts are probably pretty mid. Usable. Fine. Yeah. I guess. Yeah, maybe it's just because her artifacts are so mid that's why I don't get on with her. 10, 6, 10. Yeah, I know she's a popular choice, but just she never did it for me. Veressa, though, is one I liked immediately. She's currently at 48 over 236, and she recharged pretty high as well. She's on the Witsif that was on Wanderer. Artifacts should be pretty decent. That's not too bad. Again, if that defense roll had gone into crit rate, that would have been super cool. That one's pretty good. That one's fine. That's fine. And that's fine. A lot of them have a few dead stats on them, so they're not amazing. Apparently she's C1. Yeah. I guess I got lucky on that one. Then 9, 6 and 9 for her talents. Yeah, I like Veressa. She's good fun. I like her design. I like that she's a bit chunkier than some of the other characters, at least in the thigh area. Yeah, fun playstyle. She does have a habit of just like yeeting herself away from the enemies though. Clarande is another character I got when she came out. I built her, but I wouldn't say I've used her a lot because I was still maining Navia at the time. So she's on the Wolf Fang. Her artifact builds. That's a pretty nice piece though. That's a pretty nice piece though. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's all you can really say about it, isn't it? Just fine. And then she's on 6, 10 and 9. Sino! There's his build as it currently sits. Again, not the best character. He's currently on that. I don't know why. He's normally on one of these. I'm guessing at some point I borrowed one of those, possibly for Emily or something. His artifacts probably aren't even a proper build, if I had to guess. I mean, it's a build. It's certainly a build. 7, 8 and 9. Yeah, I just never really spent the time to farm for him. I found his playstyle a little bit just... He's in his burst too long and all your other skills run out, and then he's just sort of like poking for not a lot. Raiden is a character who has got loads of energy recharge. Is that too much? It's possibly too much. Let me know. Engulfing Lightning. Her artifact set is currently... That's decent, I think. I think that's decent. I think that's... That's not bad. 4-liner. And that one's usable enough. She is actually C2. I have grabbed a few on reruns. And she's on 8, 10, 10. Lauma, obviously one of the more recent characters. She's currently at 2-2 energy recharge, 963 EM, 37 over 116. She is using the event weapon from the Ino event. And her build currently looks like this. That's a pretty nice 4-liner there. 3-liner, that's pretty good. Another 3-liner. And a not too bad piece there as well. So she's also C0. And she's currently 3, 8 and 8 because I haven't got enough of the... Well, I could get one of these up to 9, I suppose. I could turn some of those into a purple if I felt so inclined. Emily... I'll very, very quickly go over her because I pulled her on the rerun and I haven't really built her. Haven't really used her. I don't know what weapon to give her. That's the first vaguely built one that's actually not on someone. The artifacts, I did farm that set a little bit, so she's got, you know, it's probably not a bad build. Actually, I don't have Kaniche, and I think she works best with Kaniche, if I had to guess. She's 6, 10 and 10. Apparently I did crown these. I've got so many crowns usually that I don't mind using them. Nahida has got an EM of 851, 43 over 74. Yeah. She's on signature weapon. Nahida's artifacts are as follows. I suppose. Sure. Sure. I don't know why Amber had that. Who's going to get used more, Kuki or... Apparently that's a piece I had custom made or reshaped or something. Don't know why. Yeah. Don't know why it's recommending. Well. Yeah, EM. Yeah. Her build's in flux, I guess. At some point, I had her really well built and she was C2, but I guess in the versions since, I kind of just stopped using Bloom. Obviously, when Fontaine came along and the emphasis was on Hydro characters, and Bloom kind of fell off a bit, so her build isn't really there. I'd hazard a guess that my Tainari also is not all there. So he's on Wanderer's Troop, so That's a pretty nice piece. Yeah, it's fairly mid, but he is C5, and he is 9/9/11. Nouvelette. This should be, fingers crossed, a decent build. So it's 41 over 311.9. So he's got quite a lot of crit damage on him. He's got signature weapon, and his artifacts are as follows. That one's pretty good. That one's fine. Lynette's got that, but then, yeah. That one's pretty good. That one's fine. Could definitely be better because it rolled a lot into HP. Is that? No, it's not hydro damage, is it? What do they recommend? Hydro or HP? Let me know. Is it worth me rolling that instead of that? What do you reckon? What do you reckon? Is flat HP? Oh, yeah, okay. I think I'll just throw in. Might keep that one. Might keep that one. See how he rolls. Double defense. Yeah, okay, whatever. So that's that. Constellation C1. I think I did that based off people's recommendations, and he did a rerun, so 10, 10, 10. Fully maxed out all his talents. Ayato, this build will be out of date and half finished because it's been a long time since I got him. He's been on that weapon pretty much since I got him. Artifacts, let's just skim quickly because that's not bad. It's not bad. Yeah. No constellations, and 8, 9, and 8. I don't think I had any crowns at the time I was using him. My Yelan build should have got 31,000 HP right now. I'm sure I had that closer to 40k at some point. Yeah, decent crit damage. There's her Aqua Simulacra. Her artifacts. Oh, of course, I moved her over to Emblem of Seven Fate, and I haven't got her a perfect set of this yet. That's not too bad. I initially had her on a couple of the HP main stat or two-piece, you know what I mean, the HP two-piece sets. So her HP did drop a lot when I took her over to Emblem. She is C2 though. Again, when she came out I ended up with a C1, and then I did get a constellation at some point, and she is 10, 10, 10. We're almost at the end of the 5 stars, and then I'm not really going to look too much at the 4 stars, don't worry. There's my Kokomi, minus 72 crit rate, probably still higher than it needs to be. She's currently on prototype Amber, and I don't think her artifacts are particularly good at all, to be honest. No. It's a build in the sense that she's not unbuilt, but she's definitely not built well. My Mona also will not be built well, although she has a hell of a lot of energy recharge. She's got Ballad of the Boundless Blue. Her artifact build is as follows. And I can quite honestly say she's probably only ever seen battle 2 or 3 times in my entire time playing the game. She's at C4 and she's at 448. Oh yeah, Moika. She's a pretty decent character, isn't she? 69 over 215. Currently on the Verdict. Often uses the Serpent Spine. And her artifacts should be pretty decent. That's not bad. Not bad. Fine. Probably fine. And fine, although, again, dead defense and HP rolls on that. So, definitely room for improvement. C0 and 9, sorry, not 9, 7, 10, 10. They, yeah. She's never really been built either. She's got that weapon apparently. That's not bad. She's C3 and 6, 9, and 11. Yoimiya, very little to speak about with her. I pulled her because I liked her as a character, not because I like her playstyle. So, although she might have some usable artifacts, not too bad. Oh, they've changed how that looks. Interesting. 9, 7, and 6. Yeah, I mean, that's Yoimiya for you, isn't it? Diluc, again, another character, not really used. If I wanted to make a plunge team with him, I guess I could. I'd like to get him a better weapon, but I don't know what to give him. Again, I'm guessing this is where if you have a Wolf's Gravestone, it's an obvious choice. Artifacts, probably fairly mid. But on the plus side, if I do decide to use him, then I've got Xian Yun, so I can make a plunge team. He's C5, and it's 2, 10, and 6. And obviously that 10 isn't a real 10, it's a constellation 10. Traveller is even worth looking at, maybe 73 over 104. Currently on the Sword of Nazi-Kreuz. Current artifact build should just be a fairly usable but uninspiring build. C6 and 6, 12 and 10. And that's it for my 5 stars. So yeah, I'll very, very quickly just let you have a little look at these. I'm not going to look too much into the artifacts, but there's my Kachina. Lanyan basically hasn't been built. Farazan has been built. She's mainly around the ER. Yansan, yeah. Fischl, not much to speak of. I haven't used her much. I know she's good, but I haven't used her much. I know somehow didn't get a constellation while pulling for Flynn's. The mannequins we don't really talk about, but there's their current looks. Noelle build should be relatively usable. Hazo, Sucrose, a character I apparently should build for Flynn's. So, tell you what, let me know what you'd give her in terms of weapons, whether you'd steal one from someone else or whether you'd give her the Sacrificial Jade. Very quickly, you can pause and go through and have a look. And if you want to give me any recommendations for Sucrose, she is C6 and she's 3, 11 and 12. Charlotte, she's a fine healer. Rosaria, yeah, not much to speak about. Diona, basically never used. Kaya, haven't used him for a long time, so his build will be fairly average. Auroron, basically there as a support character. Kuki, her build has been messed around with and stolen and handed around. Kujosara, I can say I've honestly never used in a team ever. Calais, Friendship 1, look. Friendship 5, probably mostly from the teapot. Calais, literally never really used. Xingzhou, starting the Friendship 5. Again, I got Yelan, I think, before him pretty much, or at least around the same sort of time. I really think I got him after Yelan, at which point I didn't really feel much need to build him. Maybe I will one day. Maybe I'll give him a proper build. Although he does currently use that, apparently. Gaming, I've never really built and used. Benny, my Benny though, that could be worth looking at. Currently on 30%. 30%? What am I talking about? 30,000 max HP. Energy recharge 218. He is currently using Doc Hand's Assistant, which is a HP beast, so it's fine, I guess. He's on Noblesse, and his build looks like this. So, roast my Benny in the comments. The CE6 is active, and he is 3, 12, and 13. And I've accidentally clicked out. Where are we? Or where were we? Benny. Shangling. 52, 41 energy recharge. Yeah, I mean, again, another character that's worth putting more time into than I have, perhaps. She's in a lot of teams, or she was. I guess she isn't on many of my teams anymore. But she always used to be. I guess she's just fallen by the wayside. And now we're finally into the characters that haven't been level 90'd. So these ones here just haven't been built. Most of these will have been leveled up primarily for the wishes. Yeah, and we're going to get increasingly down towards like level 70s. I don't think there's anyone who'll be less than about a level 50 or 60. Maybe Dahlia, because he's quite new. So there's a few wishes left to get from these characters. I could actually ascend Mika, but then Dory, I'm tempted to actually build Dory now because I really liked her in the latest Archon quests, chapter 3 and 4 of Luna 2. She was actually really nice in those Archon quests and a really fun character. So maybe I will build Dory at some point. Beidou, never really built. Razor, obviously, Kave and Dahlia. Barbara, never really used. And Toma, never really used. And that's it, that's my characters. So, is there anyone I haven't built that you would build? Or any recommendations? Feel free to leave comments, productive ones, or you can just roast any of my terrible builds in the comments down below. And yeah, I think that's mostly it. I suppose I could just pop over to the teapot and just show you the current state of my main teapot. Hopefully this song won't get copyright struck, but I'm not monetized on the channel anyway, so I suppose it doesn't matter too much. Oh, by the way, my PC's old and it's not an SSD, so long loading times. That's fun. It's still recording, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Thank God. Oh my God, my PC. If anyone wants to help me buy a new PC, I've got a Patreon at patreon.com/JewelKnightChess, by the way. Yeah, I mean, we've obviously level 10, blah blah blah, got a bunch of that. So what are you doing? I've got my farm over here. As a rule, I just farm whatever's from the current region if I've got any. Is it Venti singing this song? Like, canonically, is it actually Venti singing? Or is it just someone who sounds like Venti? It's got a little bit of that Venti sound to me, so I'm guessing it probably is. It's very cute. So yeah, the farm, the fishing pond, the friends from Simulanka. I always get nostalgic when I see these guys. Hamster's looking at the pond, or he's trying to anyway. You got Ino with an invention, she's just gaining friendship levels there. Got the clock tower up there, Jean-Claude statue, the cute little Melusine painting, what was her name? These were paintings from the Bottle Land, I want to say, or was it? Is it Bottle Land? Not sure. They were cute anyway. And obviously that was that from an event? That might have been from an event. And then we've got, can I teleport up here? I need to put a teleporter down this half of the map, don't I? So I've got another little bit of town down here, which now has a lighthouse. These are like the Simulanka houses and Fontaine houses. It's a bit of a mess of architecture, really. The Mushroom House. We've got the Ito. Anything else of interest? We've got the blowy thing. The fountain that's got a little dragon in it now. Cat. That's the important thing. I wish you could pet the cats in here as well. Characters gaining friendship levels around here. Yeah. I'm guessing there's not much on this island, if I had to guess. Then again, maybe I lied. Maybe I lied. There is actually stuff here. Yeah. Actually, this is kind of cute, isn't it? There's the Benny robot over there. Got the Simulanka wooden train, the Star Rail. And I'm guessing there's a teleport here, yes. What's on this island here? A little walled off mini leeway. Crafting bench. Yeah, this is just like a little circular town, I guess. Did I have a stage out the back? Yeah, it's like various lantern light things, I think, isn't it? And some picnic areas. Yeah, that's it. That's basically the teapot anyway. So it's cute. Ah, lucky star. So yeah, that's basically, I think, the account. TCG I've not touched that much, so I'm not going to bother showing any of the decks. They're basically unchanged since early Sumeru, I want to say. So, is this even going to load, or do I just end while I'm in the loading screen? Thanks for watching. If you do have anything that you wanted to know about the account, or any suggestions, like I say, do drop them down in the comments below. Oh, it's finally worked out. I've left the Serenity pot. Yeah, let me know down below if you have any recommendations on characters that are worth pulling on reruns, if any, or whether it's a case of, you know what, the ones I've got are fine, just focus on new characters as they come out. I won't be pulling on Nefer because I just haven't got the pulls to spare. And I'm sorry, had a bit of a hiccup moment there. But yeah, that's the account, and hope you enjoyed this little tour. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon, hopefully. How do I get back to OBS? There's a question. Bye!